or 800-348-1007. 35192. Send me a text. Guardians with a huge win last night in Kansas City against the Royals, who only managed to get one run. The Guardians beat them 14-1 last night.
First place Guardians.
The first place, we leapfrog the Twins?
Yeah.
Hey, there you go. But we haven't won 40 games yet. Oh, they've lost more.
Yeah.
I see. Okay, well, there you go.
It's
we're below
not the best.
This is the best division to be below 500. And you can be AL Central, you can be below 500 and be at the top.
39-40, and be like, whew, they're running away with it.
There you go. They got it all sewn up. Here we come, October.
I mean, Twins are only half a game back, so it could flip-flop quite a few times. But I'm hoping the Guardians, because they're playing right now against Kansas City, and then they play the Cubs, and the Cubs aren't exactly lighting the world on fire this season. So I'm thinking if they can win that series and then go and have at least take one from the Braves, I think they'll be in a good spot.
I think so. I mean, Braves are a really good team. I mean, the Reds in the NL Central, that 12-game streak,
that's
really
impressive.
Yeah, that really blew them up in their division.
My buddy ran Barnacle is at the Hilarities tonight, and so I have a lot of friends down in Cincinnati.
What is that?
His name?
You said Barnacle?
Yeah.
That's his name?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought that was like an organization or something.
I've never pronounced it right. I
okay.
probably got it wrong, but but he's a very funny guy. But he's coming up from Cincinnati tonight. But just watching him and all my Cincinnati friends like losing their minds over the Reds, and I can't even be like there's some sort of rivalry because it's been so long since the Reds have been good. I'm just happy for them.
Like 30 years.
Yeah, it's been a long time. I mean, they haven't been to the World Series, I don't think, since the 80s. And it's been a while since they've even been like competitive in their division. So it's kind of nice. Like they're selling out games and people are loving it. I want to get down to that ballpark.
At the Great American Ballpark.
Yeah, it's the Great American one.
Well, the Guardians and Royals are finishing that series as we speak. It is just underway. It's still no score at the end of the first. And then the Guards will go to Chicago. They will head up the road to play Wrigley tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday before they come back home and host the Atlanta Braves.
Just while we're on the topic of baseball, though, Shohei Ohtani is the craziest player. What that man is doing is absolutely insane. The other night when he had, I think, 10 strikeouts and 2 home runs.
Yeah, he's setting records left and right.
He's leading the league in home runs. He's just incredible, and he's going to get a payday that's going to be close to $1 billion.
You think he'll stay with the Angels?
I mean, he could. They're in contention for a wild card spot. They might be able to catch the Rangers, and I think he wants to win. He's familiar with that area. Wouldn't you rather play in L.A. than New York?
Yes.
I mean,
in cahoots.
Just weather alone.
Yeah.
It's
Shohei Ohtani is absolutely one of the all-time greatest athletes.
It's insane.
Yeah. He could be considered the greatest baseball player ever.
When it's all said and done.
When it's all said and done, yeah. He could be like for LeBron and Tiger Woods and those guys.
Because just his pitching stats alone are incredibly impressive. His hitting stats alone are impressive. And he's doing both. Mm-hmm. And players don't do both.
Right.
Not in this day and age.
They either kill it at one or they kill it at the other. Right.
Every once in a while, a pitcher will hit a home run. Everybody's like, hey, look at that. And that's pretty much gone now, too, because the National League has a DH. So,
and that's why there's that constant argument about whether or not LeBron is the GOAT, because his pitching and hitting are garbage.
His pitching's not that bad.
So that's a legitimate conversation to be having.
It's just one of those things where it reminds me of when I was excited about the home run race between Sammy Sosa and Mark McGwire when I was a kid, where every day when I'll check the Guardian stuff, see what's going on there, and then I have to see what's going on with Ohtani because he's that big of a star that I need to know every day if he's hit more home runs, if he struck out more people. I'm locked in on him.
Yeah. Well, the Guardians are the best of my teams right now at 39-40. I mean, the White Sox are my A team. They stink. Blue Jays are okay. My National League team is the Pirates. They stink too. So you can hang your hat on the Guardians right here in Cleveland being very top of the AL Central.
Well, the Blue Jays are having a good year. They're just in the hardest division.
They're in the
baseball.
AL East, so yeah, they're like, we're in there with the Rays and the Red Sox and whatever.
They would have like a 5-game lead on the Guardians if they were in the Central Division.
Yes. But that's not how it goes, and that's fine. Speaking of my White Sox, I wanted to shout out one of our customers who emailed me a couple of weeks ago. And he emailed me on my birthday last Friday. And he goes, hey, if I wanted to send something to the radio station, what address would I use? And I have the address in my email signature. I said, hey, it's below. Thanks. And it finally came today. Somebody walked a box in and said, hey, there's something in here for you. And so I opened it up, and it was a box from Josh. He listens in Binghamton, New York. He said, I've been listening for about 2 years now. I never miss a show. I am also a huge fan of NASCAR, and I collect die-cast cars. In an effort to combine two of my hobbies, I got you guys some cars I think you might like. So these were all very well thought out. I thought they were random or something, but he sent 2 die-cast cars apiece to each of us here on the show, and they're all tailored to our personalities. Mary's cars are Dr. Pepper and Busch Light non-alcoholic beer.
Very cool.
Mine are, he sent the White Sox die-cast NASCAR car and the Mountain Dew. The number 11 limited edition 1995 Mountain Dew car. What did he send you?
I got a Jordan Kurt Busch car, which I'm very excited about, and then a Wendy's car by Noah Gregson. And I forgot to put the camera on me.
That's all right.
It's pretty sweet too. Yeah. I don't know if this is a tribute to when Jordan wore 45, but it's number 45 because didn't he wear 45 for a few games?
I believe so.
When he came back.
I believe so.
Very cool. Very cool. And also it says these are adult collectibles, so you can put them up your butt. Because they're adult.
That's what that means?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's adult.
All right. And what are yours, Poundcake?
Probably dishwasher safe.
So
all the adult toy stuff.
The first one I got was
Bubba
Wallace, and it's a DoorDash car.
Yeah, there you go, DoorDash car.
You do need DoorDashing.
And the second one is my favorite, even though I can't pronounce the last name. Joe Mimichek.
Okay.
Mimichek?
What's the car?
Trump 2020.
That's a collector's item, right?
There you go.
Keep it.
There you go.
Stealing races and elections.
Yeah, that's right. So, yeah, the Mountain Dew, I got the Mountain Dew car. Who's the driver of this? The Mountain Dew.
It should say, yours are different.
All right, yeah, okay.
You don't have these ones.
Right,
These
no,
are
I've got Racing Action
boxes.
Platinum Series, Skybox,
mine
and then
are
Lionel
boxes.
Racing. Mine is a Chicago White Sox car. Anyway, thank you so much, Josh. Those are very funny.
These are very
nice of you.
cool.
He is, by the way, because we'll probably be posting photos. He is Heath Racing on Instagram, where the E is replaced by a 3 in his tag. Heath is his last name. Heath Racing with a 3 replacing the E. So anyway, thanks, Josh. I appreciate that. People do send us things.
Are yours adult collectibles?
I mean, I
Can you
assume
put
these
them
are
up your
all
butt?
adult. I'm not going to find out. We are in Vegas next week, so I guess maybe I'll take these with us.
There you go. What happens in Vegas, you know?
Hey, call me stupid if you want, but I may.
Okay, you're stupid.
You're very stupid.
Okay, I'm just making sure. Monday,
Okay, stupid.
Monday through Friday as well?
Yeah, we're off all next week.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yep.
Just making sure.
Yep. Be some of shows all next week. And no 2 hours to midnight next Saturday night, because obviously I'll be gone. But this Saturday night, it's going to be 2 hours of metal here on The Buzzard with me and Corey Roddick and Pat Butler. So, anyway, thanks. I like those. Those are cool. I like when we get... I'm going to go back to baseball very, very quickly, and then I have money to give to you. But guy with the Yankees, speaking of the Yankees, pitched only the 24th perfect game ever in Major League Baseball last night. This guy, Domingo Germain is the guy's name, and he threw a perfect game. That means nobody gets on base. There's no walks. There's no nothing. Now, if you're going to do this, you're probably going to do it against the Oakland A's, which is exactly what happened. If you ever want to stack the deck in your favor this season against a team, it's going to be the Oakland A's. 27 up, 27 down. The 4th perfect game in Yankees history, only the 24th ever. So it's a lot of luck. It's a lot of skill,
That's
obviously.
crazy.
Yeah, it's amazing that this ever happens, but it has happened 24 times over the course of like 240,000 Major League Baseball games played.
Grounded to third. Donaldson has it. There it is. Perfection for Domingo Herman.
Domingo Herman. It
Has
looks like
thrown the 24th perfect game in baseball history.
his name looks like German. Domingo Herman. There you go. The score was 11-0. His jersey number is 0. But there's the historic last out. If you're a Yankees fan, and of course, if you're an Oakland A's fan, well, there's no shock there.
I feel like, and maybe this has something to do with steroids, but there was quite a few in the 90s and 2000s. Compared to, because, I mean, you go decades without there being one.
Yep.
Like the first one was in 1880, and then the second, there was two in 1880, and then there wasn't another one until 1904, and then 1908, then 1922, and then 1922 to 1956. And
I just
even
think
this
so much
one,
of it is luck, and steroids might be part of it, but there's I guarantee there's still dudes doing steroids.
right? But
They've just found more. They've found more sophisticated ways of keeping it from. But anyway,
because there was the last
pretty-
one was
pretty
in
wild.
the last one was in 2007.
Yeah,
It looks like that can't be right.
would be cool though to have one of those under your belt.
Oh
Obviously.
yeah, of course.
Let me give you this money here. It is $1,000. You have about 13 chances every single day to grab some money off of these keywords, courtesy of the Buzzard Bookie. So good luck.
This is your chance to bet with the Buzzard Bookie and win $1,000 now. Enter this nationwide keyword at WMMS.com. Check. That's check. Enter it now at WMMS.com.
Yeah, the last one was in 2012,
2012. Okay.
but there was 3 in 2012, which is crazy.
Well, there's only ever been 24 total. You know, my die-cast cards say ages 4 and up. I have to think that encompasses adults.
Mine says ages 4 and up, but then it says it's a adult collector's item.
Oh, all right. Well, listen.
Oh, wait, it only says that on one, so I can only put the Jordan one up my butt. That one's a limited edition adult collectible.
Just like he would want.
Oh, I'm not going to. I'm just saying, like, if something says it's an adult collectible, it usually is code word for sex toys.
That's usually what it means.
Mm-hmm.
Well, good to know.
Or personal massager. Same
I was
type of
watching.
thing.
Are you going to see the new Indiana Jones tonight?
Not tonight.
I heard Stansbury talking about it. He was going this afternoon.
I am so behind on seeing movies. I'm finally going to see the Spider-Verse sequel.
Yeah, I haven't seen
Friday
that.
night because I heard that was great. I don't know how much interest. I heard it's better than the fourth one, but I don't have that much interest in seeing an 80-year-old Indiana Jones.
Well, they're going to de-age him for this, and I mean, I love these movies, and I love him, so I'll
do
go
they de-age
see
him?
it.
Do they move him, or do they have somebody
I
as
believe
a body double?
I believe it's for flashbacks.
Okay,
There are flashbacks where they de-age him, and so he looks like a younger Indiana
but
Jones.
even if he looks younger, it's like the same thing with the Irishman, where they de-aged Robert De Niro, but they didn't have somebody moving like a 30-year-old.
Yeah, but did they de-age him or just dye his hair jet black? That's what I thought made The Irishman so funny, is the de-aging of De Niro was his character just, and in flashbacks, he just had jet black dyed hair.
Jet black hair, and
but
his-
he looked the same.
His skin was a little less wrinkly.
I just like Indiana Jones movies. The Shia LaBeouf one was garbage, but I still like seeing them. But these are very, very expensive movies. This is the first one. The criticisms being leveled against this movie are that it's the first one that Spielberg hasn't directed. And so they're like, okay, I think the guy that directed this one did James Mangold. I think he did Logan.
Yeah, he did Logan.
Yeah, which is a great movie. So the guy knows what he's doing. He knows his way around this kind of stuff, but it's got a different vibe. But I was reading because these are very, very expensive. This movie has to make $750 million just to break even. Because the conventional wisdom on movie money these days, or I guess it has been for a while, as the budgets and as the marketing budgets have gone up kind of concurrently, is that a movie has to make twice its budget just to break even because they got to recoup marketing and all that kind of stuff. So the movie's got to make $750 million just to break even. So I don't know if Harrison Ford gets points on this. That's why it's probably great when you're at that level of acting in these major movies, because unless you take points, which I think is getting less and less, you just get a flat salary. So they go, he's going to do this movie for $15 million. Whether that thing makes $0 or $1 billion, you're paid. You're fine. You've made the
That's
movie.
his quote.
Yeah, everybody
Whether he does
else
a bad
is
job
like,
or not.
Right. Whether the movie tanks or not, you have made your $15 million. So it's the people at the studios that are like crapping their pants, or the marketing teams and all that, hoping that the movie makes money. But if you're one of these actors in these movies, you're like, I'm fine. I'm so far behind. I haven't seen Guardians of the Galaxy. I haven't even seen John Wick. I went on one of the VPN streaming sites the other night, and I was going to start watching, whatchamacallit. I was going to start watching God, I can't even believe what it was I was going to watch. It was, The Flash. I was starting to watch The Flash. Except some of these are more professionally uploaded, and some of them are still old school
Just
bootleggers.
camera and yeah.
I'm a bootlegger.
I'm a bootlegger, Jerry.
This one happened to be like a dude. It was in Thailand or something because all of the subtitles were in Thai and the thing. But you can hear the guy crinkling his bag, and you can hear him breathing, and he's moving the camera. I'm like, I'm not gonna do this for 2.5 hours just so I can see the Flash. But I'm trying to get my daughter to dig on Spider-Man, and she's not going for it. And I have no time to go to the movies by myself. So,
yeah, I don't
we'll see.
really.
But Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny is the brand new one, and I think it's out today.
I think it's out. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll go with you, Alan.
You'll go. No. You misunderstand me. Like
You said you don't have time, and I said, well, Nora doesn't have to go with you. I can go with you. If you
No,
really
I'm not
wanna go.
looking for another person to go with me. I don't have time to go by myself. I would normally go by myself. I don't have time. I can't finagle that. I'm not,
I thought you just wanted a pal.
No. That's why I'm trying to get her to go with me. I go, you want to see Spider-Man? Because she has no interest in like superheroes, stuff like that. But Spider-Man, I can see a glint of
Is she going to
interest.
Vegas with you, or is she staying with some
just me and Gwen.
grandparents? Yeah.
Yeah. There's a glint of interest in Spider-Man only because of Spider-Gwen, because obviously that's her mom's name. And so I'm trying to just shoehorn my way. I go, well, let's go see Spider-Man. It's just because I want to see it.
Right.
But it's also 2.5 hours or whatever.
Is it 2.5 hours?
It's something like that. I mean, if you're 7 and you really don't care about the movie, it's going to be a pretty hike in front to get her to sit there, for anything longer than an hour. So whatever. It's fine. I'll see it.
2 hours and 16 minutes.
There. Missed it by
That's
that
still
much.
a long cartoon.
Yeah. And they finally cast the Superman reboot. James Gunn is in charge of DC Studios now, and he's been a director. He did Suicide Squad, and he did Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy. He did
And,
Peacemaker.
Yep. So he's in charge of Superman Legacy, which is going to be out in the spring of 25. And they were doing a big wide casting call for their Superman, Clark Kent, and Lois Lane. They have a kid named David Corenswet, who I've never heard of before. But that's usually what they do with these. They'll find somebody you've never heard of before. Invariably, they're usually someone British. I don't know if he is. And then an actress named Rachel Brosnahan, who's been in a lot of stuff. She was in House of Cards. She was in The Fabulous Mrs. Maisel. She was the title character for people who watched that show. She's going to play Lois Lane. That's probably how she nailed the Lois Lane audition, because they said hers was far and away the best one. And James Gunn had been pairing male and female actors up and having them screen test. And these two were the ones that he liked the best. Because that Mrs. Maisel, I didn't watch it, but it's like set in the 40s or something. So she probably got that, like the old school Superman vibe. That seems to be kind of what they're going for.
Hey, Clark, I need some copy over here.
Yeah, what do you mean not you? Copy boy, Jimmy Olsen.
You got that North Atlantic accent,
That's right.
Is that what they call it?
Yeah, I believe so. So, I don't know who else. I haven't seen anything about other casting, but
Who would you like to see play Lex Luthor?
I did see that.
I would like
they're
Jack
talking
Black.
to. Yeah, I love Jack Black as Lex Luthor. No, who did I read that he's looking at?
Actually,
and I was surprised.
KG would be a better, because he's already bald.
Yeah, Lex Luthor. I don't know, but they have to cast like Jonathan Kent, and Martha Kent, and all these tertiary characters. I would love to see Dennis Quaid play Superman's dad. I don't know why. I just like Dennis Quaid. Kevin Costner played him in the Henry Cavill ones. There's an actress named Molly Parker that I think is super cute and age appropriate to play Superman's mom. But yeah, I don't know. I forget who they were looking at.
Who's the lady from
for-
Friday Night Lights? She'd make a good
Connie
Martha.
Britton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me some Connie Britton.
But he was having people screen test
Team
together.
her back up with Kyle Chandler and just have a little Friday Night Lights reunion.
Yeah, maybe.
He could play Superman's dad.
Who is he looking at for Luke's Lex Luthor? He's looking at. Do you say Luthor or Luthor?
Let's say Luther.
Oh, he's looking at the Skarsgård brothers.
Oh yeah, I saw
One
that.
of them, Skarsgård, to
that's-
play Luthor.
I'm down with either one of them. I think they're both fantastic. Bill Skarsgård is really good in the
He's
new John
Pennywise,
Wick. Yeah.
right? Yeah.
He's in John Wick 4 too. He's a very menacing.
He's got those bug
type.
eyes.
Yeah.
So, anywho,
Just make him bald right off the bat too.
Shave his head.
Please, just make sure
that Jesse Eisenberg,
we don't
dopey
need
Lex Luthor.
another.
Good-looking guy.
No, we don't need another Lex Luthor that doesn't have that's not bald. Like they keep doing that. They did that with Gene Hackman, where he was wearing wigs the whole time.
Yeah, but it was a joke in the movie that he was wearing wigs.
I
They
understand.
would pull his hairpiece and he'd get all mad.
Mhm.
Listen, it's controversial now, but I really liked Kevin Spacey as Lex Luthor.
The only good
Superman
thing about
Returns,
that movie.
probably.
That movie
Yeah.
was dog poop.
Hey, Dan,
Hey, what's up, Alan?
what's going on?
Hey, man, y'all were talking about the Yankees pitching the no-hitter, and Bill had said, oh, yeah, they did that shit. Oh, I said that a bunch in the 90s and 2000s. That's what Bill sounds like.
Nailed it.
Every time, baby. The reason why is back then, and it wasn't steroids, because throwing the ball harder isn't that hard. What they did is they would use things that were sticky.
Okay, so
like-
they're
like
still
gren-
kind of
like-
cheating then.
Like grenades?
Yeah, they use something called spider tack. And spider tack is essentially made
they use
to
spider
stick stuff
tack?
together.
Is that like pine tar?
Yeah. You should see if your daughter wants to see that movie, Spider Tack. But
Yeah.
essentially, what they do is they use it to get a better grip on the ball. And doing so, they're able to throw it with more spin, which would give it more dive, more curve.
Why don't they do that now?
Well, they technically they can't. Air quotes. I'm driving, but air quotes. They can't
I say go
because
for
umpires. What they would do is if they suspected of you doing that, they would like, hey, come over here, and then you'd have to come over there, and then they would check your hands.
You only got one
They
voice,
would
bud.
check your glove. They'd check your hat. And a bunch of pitchers, they just drop trout. They're like, I'm not cheating, and then they drop their pants.
I'm not cheating. That's what the guy over there clanging the garbage cans is for. Okay, thank you, Dan. I appreciate the insight. I got to take a break. If you want to send a text for something, 35192. You can watch if you like, AlanCoxShow.com, and we'll be back.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS. And every